your day is going well. I wanted to kind of go over a couple things in regards to markets. So I do have some footage from a market that I had just done. First time I've ever been there. It was quite different. It was a farmer's market. It wasn't super local to me. It was about a half an hour away, and it was called their winter market. So they do one a month from January through April, and then their regular farmers market starts in May, and I think it is every Sunday or every other Sunday. So I wanted to try the winter market out. I typically don't do many markets January through March unless it's like I know it's going to be perfect. But it's good to try things too. Like you want to try to step out of your comfort zone and try a couple things and see if you've hit your niche market or not. I didn't hit my niche market this time, but it was raining, snowing, and from what the other small businesses had told me, turnout was not good. So I didn't reach my 10 times my booth fee, but it wasn't terrible. You know, there were some people that made no sales at all. So I was thankful for what I had, and it kind of got me jump started into getting everything ready for the summer markets. So with that being said, I wanted to actually show you this box of tricks. I bring it with me to every market. It has essentials, things that I reach for every single time, and things that you think you're not going to need, but you do. So I just wanted to start out with that. I do keep some like picture frames in here with pricing. So I usually do pricing with like the little wooden, I'll show you what they are. Not everybody likes the picture frames. Some people don't want to be rude and like look at the pictures to see how much something is, or they're just nervous to ask and didn't see it there. So I tend to use these little, they're like clip-ons in the back. You can clip it. I tend to use Velcro, or some of the product you can clip it right on, but it's easier for them to see, and they don't have to ask. It's right there next to the product. They don't have to look at the other side of the table for the price point. So I tend to use these. And when I have products that might have a lot of verbiage in regards to pricing, like a 2 for, 3 for, buy this, get this, I will put like these little signs up. So this is a metal sign. I really like it. You can put it down, or you can even like attach it to something. But in these, I actually always keep 2 different price points. Say what you will about it, but there are some markets that you can ask for your full retail price, no issue. No one's gonna comment on like your price point or whatever it is. There are sometimes you might be in a market where there are 7 other soapers and you're the most expensive soaper, and you know you have a little bit of wiggle room. And I'm not trying to price them out, but sometimes the market that you're in, it's not like your ideal customer, or you're just a little over price point. So I keep another one of these, exactly the same, with a different price or a different special, whatever it might be. So for my standard is $9.25 a bar. When I'm at markets, it's usually $9 a bar. So I have one for the $9, and then I have another one for $8. Sometimes if I feel like my price point is just too high, and it's essentially, you know, I've been doing the market for about an hour and I'm not getting the sales that I should be getting, or you see other soapers that might be a lot busier than you, it doesn't hurt to change the price point to something you're comfortable with. I'm comfortable pricing my bars at $8 a bar and then doing like a 3 for, 6 for, 10 for special. It works for me. It's something that is attainable. So I would never recommend to do something like this if it's gonna cause an issue or you're not getting the money that you deserve for that product. There are just sometimes it doesn't hurt to have something like this if you're not doing good in a market, and it's not because of anything you've done, but maybe just that area, that demographic, what you're asking for might be just a little bit too much, or there might be too much competition at that particular event, and this can set you apart from the rest. Not something I'm saying you should do, but I love to have this as a backup. It has worked for me a couple times, and it's something that I'm comfortable with. I have that wiggle room within my company to drop down prices for markets if needed. So it's nice to have something like that available. Just a little quick tip for you. The next thing, this just happened to be on top, so we would go through that first. The next thing that I have are my tablecloths. I got my tablecloths from Christmas Tree Shop. I get the water resistant or water repellent, so if somebody puts their coffee down on it or spills something, it doesn't necessarily spill. It kind of like the water kind of like pills, and then you can just wipe it right away and it comes off. So I have 2 of those. I typically do 2 tables. Sometimes if it's a small market, I only do 1, but I always keep those 2 there and wash as needed. And then I did get a custom banner made for my table. So this is a tablecloth you just put right over if you're not going to be putting up like a banner on your tent. You can do both, you can do one or the other, but I like to have this on me. I keep it on all of my tabletops now, just so if someone's looking quickly, they can see the name of my business. So those things I use every single time I go to the market, without a doubt. The next thing I have is a baggie full of my price tags. And I keep them all organized. I do have a bunch of blank ones. So I put them all together. At the bottom, I have, with the Velcro, a bag of stickers with the Velcro. So extras of these, a bunch of extra pens to write on my name tags, and any extra, like these are blank, but I might use them and I can always put like price point. So I always keep this. I think it's super important. Like I said, you might be at a market that the price point you think might need to change a little bit, or you've added a new product and forgot to make a name tag, that type of thing. So I always have a whole thing of the blank name tags. Definitely comes in handy. People are always asking, like, do you have an extra name tag? Do you have a permanent marker or those washable markers for their chalkboards, that type of thing? All in here. Must have, use it every time. Next thing I have, I do summer markets. I live in New England. They start around May, they go to about October. So temperature can range from 60 to well past the hundreds. And I do a lot of the summer markets, and I do a couple a week. I have invested in a portable fan for my product itself. It comes with a battery, like a little battery pack like you would use for a tool. You plug it in, and so I have a portable fan with me always. It's really good for obviously air circulation, but for flies, bees, that type of thing, amazing to have. And this portable fan, you put it right here, you press a button, and it cools you off. And this is a lifesaver. It definitely keeps me like 10 degrees cooler than not having it. This is amazing, especially when you're setting up and you get like all gross and sticky, and then you're trying to put yourself back together before the market starts. This thing is amazing, and it's made such a difference. It's like $25 on Amazon, links below. You need to get this. I promise you, if you do summer markets, use this. Okay, next thing that is in my little box of goodies is a portable light. So it hangs from the top of your tent. So when your tent is down, before you put it up, you just clip this on, and then it comes with a little remote. I have the remote in my cash box. But it's awesome. You can do different types of lights. You can do blinking if you're trying to get someone's attention. But it's really cool, and you can just charge it like the solar charge. So you just like stick it outside. I've used this about a dozen times and still haven't needed to charge it. So it definitely holds a charge, and some of the markets are like 4 or 5 hours long. So definitely holds a charge, or you could even charge it with like a USB. You know what, I've actually charged it once and I used the USB. So I've charged it one time. Okay. Next thing is bags. So I just get these bags off Amazon. I get a couple different sizes. I put my stamp logo on right there. So I've got the larger ones. These are just lunch bags. And someone gets a smaller product with your logo. And when I put these together, I put a business card in each one, which is nice to have when they leave. You have your business card already in it, and then it's labeled as well. So it's good for business. Like, I've had a couple people come back and say they saw this bag and didn't realize there was a Bath and Body Company there and shopped because of it. So it's a little nice advertisement as well. The next thing, I'm actually gonna, hang on, I got an email on here, is a clipboard with email addresses for them to sign up for your email. I didn't do this for years, and I'm upset that I didn't for so long. I thought it was tacky, but I actually utilize this. I typically have a small little like 2x2 table that folds up. I put free samples on it in a little bathtub, and I write on it, please enjoy a free sample for signing up for my email list. When I go to markets, like larger markets, I get like 2 pages of this, and they're free samples I would have given out anyways. But people don't like that. They don't want to come up to you and talk to you to get a free sample. It's at the edge of the booth. So before people walk in, it kind of like draws their attention. If they don't come in, they've got a free sample. And I've had people come back to me that said, hey, I grabbed your sample last week, really loved your lotion. Can you show me where this lotion is? So it has made a huge difference. Last year alone, I probably gained about 300 email subscribers, and at least 200 are still on my email list now, that it doesn't bounce back or unsubscribe. So a percentage will unsubscribe, but 200 for some free samples in my email list is pretty cool, you know? So I highly recommend putting something like this out or doing it with a sample at the front of your booth. The next thing that I have is this little box of miscellaneous items. And you're gonna need all these, I promise you. I've been doing markets for like 6 years. These are all things that I have come to add to my collection. First thing is a whole extra thing of stakes for your tent. Yes, you need them. Some farmers markets require stakes and weights. It's always nice just to have them. If you're not using the stakes and just the weights, you have a really windy day, it just makes me feel a little bit better to know that my tent is staked and weighted down. And you know what? You have a neighbor that needs one, you have extras. Permanent marker, calculator, little safety pins for your, you know, if you're having an issue. You'd be surprised. I've used these for a handful of things that don't have to do with my tablecloths, but it's just nice to have an extra square. I can't even use this for my new phone, but I've actually allowed other vendors to use them. This is really cool. So this is like a multi-purpose tool. It has all the different pieces as a screwdriver. So you never know. I actually had another vendor, her canopy broke, and you know how you have to hold the little buttons to lift up the legs? We ended up just putting this, and we held it in the whole time, and it held her tent up. So it's cool to have something like this. Q-tips for samples, if somebody wanted to sample something. Scissors, string, pens, markers, pencils, Post-it notes, a rock. The rock is actually if I have like brochures or something to put it on top of. Double-sided tape,
wet ones. Like a double-sided foam tape is in here. And then this is new to me. It's called a foldable headphone hanger. I only used it at the last market that I just did, and I really liked it. So it is a headphone hanger, but what you do is you hang this at the back of your table, like where you are, where your money is, that type of thing, where you're gonna pack your order for them. You hang it on there, you put your bags here, and it's one less place you have to put something on the table. So this just hangs off the side, grab a bag, you can put it right on your table and pack it all up for them. So it's nice and portable. I really liked it. It hung on really tight. So this was a cool little find. All right, the next thing I have is, depends on the market themselves, where you are. It doesn't work for everybody, but in Bath and Body, these are actually, I leave these where the free samples are, and I say like, please select one, meaning a free sample or bubbles, and I'll have it written out very clearly, but they're bubbles. And I leave a couple behind the booth as well, so if you have a kid who's like touching a little bit too much, or you can see the parent's a little stressed out but wants to shop, I'll ask the parent obviously, and I'll pull these out, and then the child can blow some bubbles. So it's nice because other kids will see it and be like, where are the bubbles coming from? And it can keep kids occupied as well. Just be cautious doing this because they're not free. And sometimes you'll go to particular markets that kids will just like grab that type of thing, or parents aren't watching them. So if you're going to do something like this, I would just recommend putting it in an area that you're comfortable with, in a market you've done before, and you know people aren't just gonna take them type of thing. Okay, so bubbles, a mallet, you need this. If you are doing an outside market with a tent, you need a mallet. So please make sure, little tiny mallet, you can get them at like Five Below, something like that. They cost less than $5. So a rubber mallet. And then a couple, I leave these in all the time because every time you do a market, you tend to change it up a little bit. So depending on what it is, I found sometimes when I'm in a market that's like super competitive, so there are sometimes, just because I'm in Bath and Body, you'll have like, there'll be 50 vendors there and like 8 of them are soap. And you always try to get in a market that's not oversaturated with your type of product, but just sometimes it happens. And so something that I like to do, and I do all different types of these. So this particular one I did in the winter, I just haven't taken it out. And it was buy more, like get more. So if you bought $25, you got a free mystery gift. And I would have them all showing the mystery gift, like out at the front where like the free samples would be, maybe on the other side. And you'd see like free mystery gift. So people would ask about them, or you'd see people, like my sales for something like this are typically a lot higher because people want the free gift. And it could just be overstock that you have, something from last season you're looking to get rid of. It could really be anything. You could make this however you wanted, but I did buy 25, get a free $5 mystery gift, 50 gets 10, 75 gets 15, 100 gets 20. And this is all retail, so you're not really taking the 5, 10, 15, or 20 out of your pocket. You're just gonna think of the cost of goods. $5 might really only be like $1 out of your pocket, or extra product that you had that was just gonna go on sale anyways. So I like to keep something like this with me if I know I'm gonna be in a competitive market. And you can even make up the bags as you go, or you could bring a handful with me. I usually bring like a little bucket full with me, and then when they're gone, they're gone. So a little thing like this, if you needed to give more explanation on a product, so those two. And then the next thing are from other small businesses. There's particulars that I've ordered from them, and they've custom made things for me. So the first one that I have, just grab her card, it's from White Crow Crystal Creations, and she made me, which was really cool. So you can put your, like the brochures that I was talking about, you could put this on top of it. You could utilize it for business cards, or you could just put it somewhere that you have a blank space within your setup. So it's this little rock that she picked out special for me. And then these are the colors for Spoil Yourself Natural. I loved it because of the tree Tree of Life. It matches my product. So I thought it went really well. So we had that made for me from the White Pro Crystal Creations. And then I had another friend make me the sign, and this is from Letter Your Life Designs. And I'll set it up for you and then I'll show it to you. It's pretty easy. So it comes in a couple pieces, but you can see it's like 3D. Can you see that? So Spray Yourself Natural, handcrafted bath and body. That's a better, so you can see that it's 3D. Then it comes with the base. You just clip it into the base. It comes with this little piece right here. You put it in the middle and your business cards. I actually didn't know what this was for and was like, tell me what this is for. I don't understand. And she said you put business cards behind it. And then you have your Venmo, or however you want. You can set this up however you want. I did a link tree, so they could follow me on all my socials, website, and then I did Venmo. And we'll put a little business card just so you can see right there. So that's what it looks like. How cute is that? And so when people ask about like, oh, can I follow you on Instagram or Facebook, or do you have a website? I just have them take a picture of this and take a business card with them. Or if they're looking for payment and they want to pay by Venmo, it's right there. So this as well. And that is it in my box of tricks. If you found something in my box that you found useful or weren't using, or think like, oh my gosh, that was like such a great tip, let me know. Or if there is something that I don't have in here that I've been missing out on for all these years, tell me what they are, okay? So thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the footage of the market that I did a couple weeks ago.
So here I am, all packed up and ready to go. My trunk. This is my setup before product goes onto it. And here it is after. Here we are in detail of each section. You can get a close-up. And here we see the other vendors setting up. As you can see, it was not heated, so it was quite a cool day, about 35. It rained and snowed the entire day, so it was very chilly. But at least we were dry. Here's the back of the setup that I was telling you about. And you can see how much more space we have now. And I wanted to show you around the farm, so I went through, got to see some of the animals. I just love horses. Hello. So many chickens, and the chickens were running around on the inside as well, so we had chickens all day long, just hanging out.
Let me know what your thoughts are on the setup, if itself, if there's something you think that I can improve on or something you really like. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good one. Until next time. Bye-bye.